I've got like 70 followers.
Yeah, that could be 70 people watching the stream right now.
That would be more than awesome.
Yeah, they all respect you deeply and would immediately take your recommendation.
I don't know who they are and why they're following me, but I don't tweet a lot.
Okay, we're playing in the world of Cyberpunk Red with a few small homebrew modifications, but generally speaking, we're following the lore. This is the year 2044, shortly after the fourth corporate war, the first one to go nuclear, turning the sky red, leaving most things pretty fucked, basically, besides being kind of a bit like Blade Runner. Shandy and Pepsi, please introduce yourselves.
Alright, it's go time.
Pepsi.
Ahem. Pepsi acquired their name before their birth, due to his parents' personal debt to the PepsiCo, which could only be repaid by the naming of their firstborn child after the corporation. Pepsi grew up with a belief that he would become the world's best doctor, taking this belief with him all the way through medical school. By dumb luck, he actually graduated. During the final year of school, his girlfriend, Cherry, left him for the brightest student in the class, Harry Met Sally. To cope with this, Pepsi vowed to make as many friends as possible and put himself back out there. Very soon after graduating, and therefore filled with medical ego, Pepsi responded to an ad requesting medical help from the Red Chrome gang. Pepsi, completely botching the surgery on the leader's wife, had his entire family killed. After this, Pepsi vowed to restart over and forget the past, which was aided when he found a huge pile of cash in a suspicious briefcase on the side of the road.
And Shandy.
Hi, I'm Shandy Chandelier, and I'm a fixer. I used to be an influencer in Soho IO, in a power couple with Raylon, until he dumped me for Nyla, who had more subs than me. I crashed out of the influencer scene after posting too many cringe videos when my bitch mum and manager, Cher Chandelier, dropped me as her client and daughter to go run the Nylon show. So now I'm living underground, dreaming of the quiet life, just trying to earn a living and help people, just like anyone else.
Okay, with all that in mind, let's play Automurder Industry.
Woo!
Woo!
The rain is pounding down out by the docks, the kind of rain that hammers the grime out between the cracks in the pavement. But this pavement doesn't really need it, because it's that kind of paving that's only really clean right after it's been cleaned, and when it's wet, even a slight bit, like it just becomes muddy and slimy and slippery. It's poor urban planning is what I'm saying, it's just terrible. Anyway, business executive Mark Macron is in his ride home when suddenly he notices that the car isn't taking the usual route to the Upper East Side. He starts to try to take manual control of the car, but it's speeding up, and it won't be taken control of. As the road closed for construction sign speeds past the window, he starts hammering on the doors and windows, filled with terror. He tries the emergency stop button, but the car doesn't respond, except by switching the computer dashboard to read, "Goodbye."
Oh, fuck.
Shandy, Pepsi, you both receive a text asking on your agents asking for you to come down to the sheriff's station immediately. But Pepsi, you have bad news. You obviously immediately call each other up, as you always do when you have a mission, for you to go over and give Shandy a lift to the sheriff's station. But
Let's
you have bad
go
news.
to my car.
So you're calling.
Hi, Pepsi.
Hey, Shandy.
We got a mission.
Oh, cool. Let me just jump in my car and I'll give you a lift.
You look out the window and you see your car, your pride and joy, your baby, your tuna-smelling baby,
Your tuna can.
out in the street, and it's just a smouldering wreck.
My car!
Your neighbours, unable to take the smell any longer, because it was just sinking up the whole street, they burned your car down to the ground.
Guys, I thought we were friends!
So you call Shandy back up.
Shandy, I've got some bad news.
What's up, Pepsi?
We are now without a car.
Fuck.
I mean, I can get a clean one this time.
I hate walking those ruffians out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to manage that for a while. Anyway, let's go down to the sheriff's station. I guess we're walking. See you there.
Okay, you try to walk down to the sheriff's station, but you encounter local law. 2 patrol officers armed with assault rifles, armoured in Kevlar. If you're wearing any visible weapons or armor, they're going to stop you and demand an ID.
I mean, I've got Under Armour,
True.
leather jacket.
So it's disguised, I guess.
Yeah, I've got Slice and Dive. I've got a knife and my board.
Okay, that's super lucky. I mean, yeah, your board is a lethal weapon, but
Yeah.
you know they're not going to stop you for that.
Am I walking too fast?
Are you wearing visible weapons or
I've
armor?
decided that I didn't bring my big gun with me. I've
That's
just
convenient. That's good that
got
you decided that.
Lady, my small gun, tucked away.
Okay, cool. So you arrive.
Max is back at the house.
Nice. Okay, cool. Good, clever move. When you had to walk through Night City.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you arrive at the sheriff's station. You're greeted by Sheriff Murphy, the robot cop. If you need this, he's picture C-3PO wearing a cowboy hat. Okay. Yeehaw, howdy, partners. It's sure been a wet one today, huh? Small talk complete. Business executive Mark Macron has been driven to his end. Literally, yeehaw. As in, he was driven off a cliff by a self-driving yeehaw car down the East Marina. I have 5,000 credits for each of y'all to investigate what's starting to look like an epidemic. There have been 6 of these cases in the last yeehaw month. So y'all will need to head down to the office to meet with the company in charge of these cars to prevent y'all having to walk around and also to get in somebody who really yeehaw knows cars. I brought in a nomad from the wastes beyond Night City. Y'all need to meet Cherry Pop.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Cherry.
Hi.
How'd you know cars so good?
I don't know what to say here. Words.
Lifetime stealing them.
Yeah.
Driving them fast.
I like cars. They just go fast.
What's your
It's
favourite
what I
colour
do.
car?
What?
What's your favourite colour
It's a
car?
really weird question.
I think it's a pretty normal question to ask someone when they've just met.
It's just paint. Doesn't matter what colour it is. I don't know.
This is the extent of Shandy's knowledge about cars, so she's really trying to relate here.
Alright, Sheriff.
The cowboy voice got me, and I was just.
Yeehaw, howdy, yeehaw.
Okay, so
Why is your robot so weird?
It's not our robot. We don't know who the fuck he is. We just came to the station and he's there.
Listen to
yeah,
him?
the sheriff just pays them a lot of money to do what he says
know,
is
Alice
solving
knows
crimes.
that.
Okay, alright.
We choose to ignore this fact.
Anyway, Sheriff, what part of town is this corp in?
The corporate sector.
The corporate sector. Okay.
Yeehaw.
Cool. I guess Cherry, can you car fit all of us in?
Just about. It's fine. It doesn't really have back seats, but yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's. Can we all squish in the car and go to the
I was
corporate
told I'd
sector?
just be driving. I didn't tell what I'd be driving.
Just
So
brought
just
a
wish
completely
to call
inappropriately slight. Am I gonna have to walk? I'm a big person.
I mean, it's
You
a.
can sit on the roof.
We'll see the car. Do we need to go? Is there anything else we need to know? Weird robot thing.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, howdy, you have as much information as me at this point.
Cool.
Y'all need to get down to the
Can
PepsiCo local offices.
Ooh.
Can I have a postcode?
Oh no.
I'm just, like I can't just
I
type.
texted it to your agent.
Thank you.
Mark Macron.
That's right, Mark Macron.
Interesting.
Okay.
I entirely forgot the name.
This is why we have books.
Yeah.
I have a notepad open.
Okay.
So,
Do
yeah.
I fit in the car?
It's because it's a Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
It only
Yeah.
has 2 seats.
this is a good point.
We
I am
didn't-
wondering. You could give me a like.
I feel like you would fit. It's just, well, can they fit on your lap or something?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not? Shandy can sit.
I'll hold you like a baby the whole way.
I love it.
Like, I mean, is Pepsi much bigger than a normal-sized adult?
He's like between 7 and 8 feet. He's
Okay.
a 10 bod. It's he's a Goliath. Like it's Yeah, so you cram into the Lamborghini. Shandy, you're on Pepsi's lap. Pepsi loves this because it shows that you're best friends.
Yeah.
You love this because you feel like a princess.
Absolutely.
And Cherry, you drive them down excellently. Just real perfect driving there.
I'm not used to traffic lights, but I read about them.
You get down to the PepsiCo offices, and as we covered last time, the world outside is awful. There's just like burning trash in the streets, basically people looking dejected and sad. The sky is red from nuclear war. You step inside, it's just cool and breezy and so light, and it feels like the office is bigger on the inside almost. It's so spacious and pleasant. People immediately offer you frozen yogurt.
Do I need to roll for the plants again?
You've gotten more used to seeing plants this time.
Okay, cool.
Cherry, though, you've never seen a plant before. There are office plants, and that's just fucking weird to you.
I was already weirded out by the weird cold thing that they're giving me. How have they made a thing cold? Do I need to roll for insanity?
You're okay.
And the plant just living things and a cold thing.
You're fairly worldly, so you can handle these people's weird posh foods.
I have heard of cold things in like the weird backwards of like pubs and shit.
So getting up to the you're received, and the secretary knows that you're coming. So you get up to the PepsiCo card division offices, where you're greeted by a tallish man. He's fairly lean. He has slicked back dark hair and a pencil mustache. He wears a charcoal grey suit and black shoes. The as I said last time, the corporate fashions just change on a dime. And
Are we in the 20s now?
This week it's to wear fairly normal smart casual, but like very colourful, eye-catching shoes. So as you've gone through the offices so far, you've noticed just like splendid shoes. But this guy's just normal black leather shoes. He's very drab and
making
dour.
a statement.
Next to him is what almost looks like it might be his younger clone. It's a slightly shorter man. He is younger. He's got lighter hair, but also a pencil mustache, also a charcoal grey suit. But he wears bright blue shoes. The old man introduces himself. Hello, I'm Mr. Peptomax. Nice to meet you.
Is that your real name? That's Cherry.
It's my legal name. Anyway,
what's
are you here to
your illegal
investigate?
name?
Real name fraud. Your legal name is not your real name.
God damn it.
I won't troll, I'm sorry.
I imagine you here are from the ridiculous robot who sent you, yes?
Sheriff Murphy. Howdy.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I agree with your assessment of that robot. Like,
He's ridiculous, but he's our ridiculous robot.
So, Mr. Peptomax, are you a shareholder in this company?
I'm the managing director of this branch, yes. The reason you were wondering about this, that he's got the name Peptomax, is that executives, as they get promotions in through the company, they will be given a product that their career is really tied to, and they just take that as their legal name.
my name is Cherry Pop. It's kind of Puck Out Black, so...
Yeah, that's fair, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my name is just Pepsi.
So I'm going to need to introduce you to some of my team. This, and he gestures to the younger man, this is Fred Dumfries. He's my PA. Don't talk to him, it'll only distract him.
Hi, Fred.
He looks slightly disgruntled with this. Both Mr. Peptomax and Fred. Kind of in unison, almost. Yes. Over there are Carlotta and Sasha, PR and risk management. And, through in the test labs, you'll meet Nathaniel. You should probably go talk to him. Fred wordlessly starts walking you through to the test labs, which is a large kind of crash dummy open space where you can see there are several different cars. There's a workbench. There's engineers hurrying back and forth, and there you see Nathaniel.
Is there any cars?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Did I not say?
I maybe.
I'm sorry if I didn't say.
There's a
There are
list.
cars. There are definitely cars.
Cherry's very happy to be in this room.
Hello, Nathaniel.
Hello, I'm Nathaniel Murata, XKS695. I'm working here as a test driver. What can I do for you?
Cool. We were hoping to find out some stuff about your self-driving cars.
Oh, I would love to talk about my self-driving cars. They're my, these cars. They're my passion. You might say they're the love of my life.
What do you have against drivers?
Well, a driver to a car is like, it's unnecessary. A car is such a beautiful, delicate, fascinating piece of machinery. Why complicate it with a human being? I mean, it just seems unnecessary.
I see your point. That works well in theory, but surely you've heard about the murder cases recently.
Well, that's no fault of my cars. That's something else. My babies would never hurt anyone.
So are you saying that there must have been some sort of outside tampering to make the car kill?
I mean, one can only assume.
Or maybe
my cars are sweet and kind, and especially Sweet Betsy here, would never hurt anyone.
Nathaniel gestures to like it's fairly bare looking. It's not as shiny and polished as models you'll see out on the street, so you can kind of infer that this is a prototype car.
Okay. I mean, it's a really fancy car to me.
Oh yeah, definitely is. It's cutting edge. Absolutely.
Other than Cherry Pop, do you think there is anybody who might see these self-driving cars as a threat and want to promote the idea that they're dangerous by sabotaging them?
Well, there are a lot of robophobes out there, people that don't believe in the sentience of automatons and AI, like these beautiful creatures here, and I'm sure there are no shortage of people that would do my Sweet Betsy harm.
That doesn't help.
Just then, a motorbike with no driver slowly rolls by, and then revs slightly, and then rides off.
Oh, that motherfucker! that goddamn bike is always fucking honking at my sweet baby, and it's an absolute cad. I swear to God.
Did you not also program this bike?
That's there are a lot of engineers working on this project. I certainly had a hand in it, but Murphy, he's a fucking piece of work, and I won't take credit for that.
All right, can you let me know some names of who else is working on these self-driving cars? No.
No.
I'm just making.
Not information
a lot of people have been taken out recently with the accidents. I'm really one of the only ones left.
Oh wow!
Just then you hear a glass breaking and a woman gasping, and you look back into the office, and someone who is taking a call on their agent is like staring in shock. It's this woman, maybe in her late 30s, and before you, she just like crumples like paper. She just bursts into tears. She's just. Oh God, I can't believe it, it's like a bad sci-fi film. What? Killed by a self-driving car? That doesn't happen! Who does that happen to? And she's like taken away by comforting co-workers.
Aww.
Mr. Peptomax approaches you quickly. That was another one of... Fucking hell. We've had another one of these accidents. You really must... speed up your investigations. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Cheriton is Nathaniel?
Nathaniel, yeah.
Cheriton is Nathaniel. I forgot what I was going to say.
Dang it.
Oh man.
I just wrote. Shandy's just writing notes. Self-driving cars are sweet babies.
It's a
Amen.
useful note. Yeah.
Can we?
Self-driving cars, they're just, especially Betsy here, is just, they're amazing. They're just
Although,
truly
if you
work
like
smart.
drivers, then none of these people would be dead right now. So,
It's not the car's fault, okay?
I mean,
They're-
seems to be the factor connecting all the murders.
You see Mr. Peptomax quietly say something to Fred Dumfries, who hurries off towards what's clearly like a server room, computer bank server room. And he says to you, "Listen, now we're alone, I need to say, there is a strong possibility this is corporate sabotage. We have
There's Nathaniel.
so many of those fuckers from Unilever Atomic. I know it's them."
Spooky shit. Who's Unilever? Is that?
They make ice cream and everything else.
It's a giant mega corporation.
Is it logical that everyone would know about that? Is that just common information?
In this world, we'd say it's one of the like corporations who would have
Okay.
been in the corporate war trying to like
Okay.
take
Yeah.
each other out.
Alright.
So,
I still don't know how fish out of water I need to be.
Before
No, that's
we go, can we talk to, was it Carlotta or Sasha in risk management?
It is Sasha in risk management.
Cool. Can we go and talk to Sasha?
Yeah, sure.
She seems to, know.
So
the risks.
she's a blonde woman. She's wearing a blouse, a smart skirt, and she's got these just like they hurt your eyes to look at. Just bright pink shoes. They're just like.
Oh my god, I love your shoes!
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Sasha. We're wondering if we can talk to you about the recent incidents with the self-driving cars. Saying your jobs in risk management. And
Yeah, that was a real whoopsie by my department, I must admit.
Are there any areas which you feel like have been compromised in order to let this happen?
I mean, I'd start by looking at the communication between the cars. That's what we've been looking into. Of course, it's a closed network. The engineers probably know about that.
They
Okay.
don't.
back to Nathaniel. It seems that... So, am I right in saying that all of the murders have been people from the company?
Well,
All
no.
of the deaths?
It's just that a lot of the people who have our cars are people who can afford them. That's all.
I see. Let's go back to Nathaniel and talk about the communication between the cars. We've already seen some of it.
So we're walking back to. Is that? Okay.
We're walking over to the other corner.
I mean, if you have more questions for Sasha, that's fine.
No?
I mean, probably. I just can't think of anything right now. We'll come back. All right, back to Nathaniel.
Okay. You go back across the office.
do my little zigzag.
Real
Nathaniel-
efficient investigating. Good job.
Yeah, we drove here. We need to get access her somehow.
Okay.
I mean, driving a car like that is not easy.
Are you saying that as Cherry?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sasha. Nathaniel.
Good
Just
job.
been talking to them. Nathaniel. Sasha suggested that the deaths might have something to do with the communication between the cars.
How do your
Oh, yes.
drivers talk to each other?
The cars have a sort of a link between, for driving purposes, it makes a lot of sense to have the cars be able to communicate within their own encrypted network to help avoid, crashes and collisions on the road.
It's almost like
So they have their own separate network with which they can communicate on.
Cool.
Great.
Well, it makes sense then that this network's been compromised.
It's highly encrypted. The chances of it being breached are very slim. Even us as engineers have a difficult time accessing it at times.
Can you check for us to see if it has been breached?
I can confidently say it has not.
Is that an informed sentence, or are you just saying that because you don't want to be in trouble with your driverless cars?
Do you want to roll to check for life?
I entirely forgot. I forgot how games work. Yeah, can I? Is it
You want to roll
perception?
human perception?
Human perception. That's
Okay, do you have that skill?
Yes, +2. And it's D10, right?
Mhm.
Okay. 6.
I guess you just believe what Nathaniel tells you.
Freaking high barrier of success, man.
He seems very confident, and you're pretty sure it's right.
Okay.
What's my human
I don't like
perception?
him.
I can tell.
Empathy 1, no human perception. Okay, what's your human perception?
Also low.
God damn it!
Empathy 2, human perception 1 point.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool.
In my rage, I become less empathetic.
Okay, can we go over to the server room to have a chat with the server guys?
Ask some more questions to Nathaniel first.
Okay, go for it.
So, do you think it's possible that the cars might have some kind of internal beef with each other, and that the target, that there may be murder targets, but it's not the humans in the cars, it's the other cars that they might be trying to hurt each other?
Well, the cars, as far as we know, are, other than fucking Murphy, who's the worst, the cars are all
It's the
pretty
motorbike.
tightly knit. You know, it's a community. They talk within each other. They have friends. They have lovers.
So they have enemies. Okay.
So I would find it difficult to believe that any car would intentionally hurt another car.
Except for Murphy.
They're gentle creatures.
Sweet babies.
Yes, exactly. Except for Murphy.
Is there any way that you can access this car community and communicate with them?
No, not at the moment. The channel currently is limited to only the cars.
Damn.
But don't you have a cyber...
Oh fuck! I can. Yeah.
You have a radio thing?
Damn! I haven't used that before. What was it? Cyber audio? No, not that one. Interface plugs. Ooh, I can interact with the machines. Is it alright if I talk to your sweet Betsy? Can I plug into
As
Betsy?
long treat her. You can speak to her.
Wow.
Nathaniel's very visibly annoyed at this.
Okay.
Clearly uncomfortable.
Oh.
Nathaniel, if there was just a driver, we wouldn't have to do this. Think about that.
How does the... I haven't used this before. How does it work?
We can just plug in.
Yeah, I mean, you can
How
roll
do I...
your...
Do I have like a finger that comes off and I just like...
Sure. You have, what is it, advanced tech, or what is it? It's like
I assume this is
Interface.
HDMI or something.
basic tech and cyber tech. So you should, you can roll cyber tech to see how successfully you communicate with the car.
Yeah. That's D10, right?
Yeah, everyone's 7.
7 plus 1 plus 1. 9.
Okay, so you clearly interface with their network, and you can hear what they're saying, but it's as Nathaniel told you before, highly encrypted. So it kind of sounds like what you assume a baby would hear if it was listening to people speak. You can tell they're saying words, you can tell they're communicating, but you just have no idea what this language says. You can also, through Betsy, you can hear Betsy communicating with other cars across the network, across the entire city.
Oh man, but it's just babble.
But it's just babble. It makes no sense to you whatsoever.
Okay.
Nathaniel, is there anyone who could decrypt the language for us?
Or is there such a thing as a car whisperer?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say that I have a very close communicative relationship with Betsy, and she tells me if there's anything wrong, but there's no real way to translate the encrypted language. It's been very, very securely scrambled for the reasons one might assume. But I'm afraid I don't think that anyone knows how to speak it fluently.
So like Pokemon.
Yeah, just like Pokemon.
I really want to try and just like nat 20.
Beep beep.
You said you want to talk to the server guys.
Yeah, I want to go talk to the server guys. See if I can.
So, are we leaving this room?
Yeah.
Well, it's a large space, and then there's a glass-fronted room, which is the server bank
Cool.
that
Yeah.
Fred Dumfries, the PA, went into before.
On our way out, I respectfully nod to Murphy.
Murphy goes from silent to like a low hum.
Thank you.
You try to go into the server room, but Fred Dumfries, the smaller, the essentially smaller Mr. Papdomax, stands in your way, and he looks very sullen. What are you trying to do?
Can I persuade him? With
yeah.
Can I persuade him that we need to go in as part of the investigation?
Wait, Fred, you can talk?
I mean, Fred's a human man.
I just thought it was like a mini robot that looked like the other guy.
Okay, so I've got +1 persuasion, 3 cool, so 4 plus 4. 8.
Did you?
You fail. What do you say?
It's an 8. What?
We need to talk to as many people in this facility as we can, and we need to talk to the server guys.
You're free to talk to me.
Shandy, I need some help.
So the other guy, Peptomax,
That's Fred's boss, yeah.
said that
The other guy.
he thinks the deaths might be corporate sabotage. What do you think about that?
Well, that's just... Well... No, that's silly, obviously. It's ridiculous. If there was a saboteur here, it'd probably be that grease monkey Nathaniel, if anything, but I don't... No, that's silly.
Can I have human perception?
Sure.
Yes, well,
Go for it.
You can still do what I'm doing, but that was...
What's your relationship to Nathaniel, Fred?
I mean, that should get me something. Unless 10 is the barrier for every roll.
God.
He seems sketchy, but like you can't know for sure.
What kind of relationship do you have with Nathaniel, Fred? What's your past history?
Obnoxious little shit. He thinks he can talk to the cars. He thinks they have feelings and all this. It's disgusting, frankly. He's some sort of... Between you and me, he's some sort of pervert. I don't know what he does.
I mean, he's trying to remove drivers, which is just weird to me.
Exactly.
So you said if anybody would be sabotaging the cars, it would be Nathaniel. Why would you say that? What?
Doesn't he
Because
like
the
the
man's unhinged.
Okay.
He sleeps here, okay? He sleeps here in the garage with the... Well, he calls it Betsy.
And why do you think it's ridiculous that it would be corporate sabotage?
Oh, just don't worry about that. That's just paranoia from,
Your
Peptomax.
boss.
It's just silly.
Okay, and what are your opinions on the self-driving cars? Like,
Well, they're very useful. They've been very profitable for us. I just wish that we could sort out this glitch.
What sort of glitch do you suspect it is?
It's probably just something in the code, isn't it? They've probably hacked in, and then they're trying to ruin the PR.
Do you know if these people behind you would know any more details about the glitch?
It's company intellectual property, and you
I
can't be looking
don't
in.
want to know anything about how the code works. So just like if there's something, it's like a.
Can you persuade
I have conversation.
Well, you can talk real good.
Well, that's empathy. I don't know if conversation would make him trust me more. Like I don't know how.
Yeah, you could try to do that.
I can try conversation if we want that. 7.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what conversation does.
You can just be like, imagine your wife and children were in one of these self-driving cars. You want us to solve this?
No, I don't want
Could be
to.
you
I
next.
don't want to like step on your toes or anything because obviously, yeah, corporate secrets, whatever. I really couldn't care less about any of it. But like, we just need to know the basic info of what is the what kind of thing is the problem, so we know where to look and ask what questions to fix this.
Well, I'd start with that Nathaniel. He's clearly...
We,
It's him. I don't know how much clearer I can be about this. The guy, he just gives everyone around here the creeps.
I mean, agreed. And like your pervert thing is on the mark, but we've interrogated him quite a bit. And
You're
I
like
think we're
low-key in earshot of Nathaniel.
Oh no.
He knows I don't like him.
Okay, can I go and try and talk to Murphy?
The motorbike?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's try and plug in.
You go across to the far side of the testing space.
I
thought
struggle
you
to
said
see.
rooms.
There are several. The testing space is one very large
I
room.
thought the server room was was all. I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, no, you didn't get in because. Stood in the doorway.
Sorry. Okay.
You go to the far side of the testing space where the motorbike is being like polished by several very cool-looking leather jacket-wearing mechanics.
Oh, nice. Can I just be like, nice leather jacket, bros?
Thanks, bro.
I've also got my leather jacket on.
The bike's still like just purring since Cherry gave it a nod.
Nice. Can I give it a pat on the seat?
I give it the sort of kind of upward nod.
It revs slightly in response. Like. How are you hoping to? What are you hoping to get out of this? Just so I know.
I'm gonna piss a new bike off.
I just wanna use my tech,
Cyber
cyber tech.
Oh, you're just gonna plug into the bike?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't mean like talk to Murphy.
You meant interface. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. Give me a
interface.
cyber tech roll.
Should we ask consent from the bike? Might help. I don't know. Maybe not.
Are you okay with this, Murphy?
The bike doesn't seem to change much.
I whisper this just in
Fine.
case people think I'm weird talking to the cars. I'm not entirely convinced either way yet.
I seem to have been convinced by the bike, but I hate all the other cars.
Okay, so fuck.
You're about to plug in, and the bike pulls away, which makes you stumble slightly,
Oh, no.
and then it just like revs at you and rides off around the space. And all the like leather jacket mechanics, they like chuckle amongst themselves, and two of them high five, and they walk off to get a drink.
I'm with Nathaniel. This bike's an asshole.
I'm giggling.
So Nathaniel's approaching you.
Okay,
Hey, bitch.
Nathaniel, do you have access to any of these cars that went wrong?
No, after the accidents, the company took control of them. If I had, I would give them a nice burial. It's what they deserve, you know. This has been very upsetting for poor Betsy and I, and we would love to have this resolved as quickly as possible, and we will do whatever we can to help you out. If you need anything at all, just let me know.
Okay, do you know anybody in Unilever Atomic that would be a good starting point to go talk to?
Sorry, I don't mean to like steer your investigation too much, but is your plan to just ask them if they're doing corporate sabotage?
That's what I usually do.
No, I want to know how far along, like, how involved they are in, like... Okay, Nathaniel. Tell me what you know about Unilever Atomic. Are they also working on automated cars as well?
I I'm very committed to this company. I don't know anything about any other companies. This is my whole life. Betsy and these cars. This is all I've ever wanted and all I've ever worked for.
Okay, can I go back to Pepto Max and try get him to talk to Fred?
If no one else has any more questions,
Yeah.
I mean,
Fred Dumfries seems to not like you very much, and what do you think about him? We suggested to him what Pepto Max had suggested to us, that this could be corporate sabotage, and he seemed to reject that idea very, very quickly and suspiciously.
Well, the corporation certainly doesn't care for the health or well-being of the cars. I wouldn't put it past them to hurt these beautiful creatures, but they seem to think that I have something to do with it, though, which is, of course, entirely incorrect. I would never do anything to endanger Betsy or any of the other cars except for Murphy. What a bastard! But Betsy, never. Any of the other cars, they're all innocent in this.
Do you know if Betsy has any enemies?
Betsy's a sweet car. She's even kind to Murphy over there, which seems to have given him the wrong idea about my sweet lady. That's why he's always revving his engine, and I can only imagine what he calls me behind my back. I am fully convinced that he calls me Nate and other just diminutives. No respect.
Hey Nate.
Oh no.
I bet I can drive better than Betsy, and then I wander off to go hang out with Murphy.
wow. Yeah, okay, sure. You go. Yeah, you go over. Yeah.
Is it alright if I just run for Lou?
Yeah, you go over to hang out with Murphy.
I apologise for our chauffeur.
Cherry pop
I
this
see
with
how
this.
People just don't understand. Betsy is she's amazing. She's all, she loves me with her whole mechanical infrastructure, and she would never hurt anyone intentionally. These accidents that have happened, it can't be out of malice.
Okay, thank you, Nathaniel.
What makes Betsy special to you, Nathaniel?
Betsy was one of the first cars that we designed, and just from the beginning I knew she was the one for me, my true love. You see, I come from a long family of robosexuals. My great-grandmother was the first to marry an android, and ever since then, my mother married a blender. My uncle very famously fell in love with an AI assistant on his
This
phone.
is actually something you guys
know about. It's been in my line for a
You've-
long time.
This is actually it was like a landmark case that involved like campaigning and it was a revolutionary thing at the time. The first woman to marry an android, and then of course her son, the first man to fall in love with the AI on his smartphone.
Wow.
Jacqueline Phoenix, and but you haven't heard of a woman marrying a blender. You don't know. You've never heard of that.
Stands out. That's a bit different. So what you're saying is that this mystery could be political.
It could possibly be, but our love isn't public. It's not. I don't think whatever is behind these accidents. I don't think that they're doing it to hurt Betsy or I. Otherwise, we would have died. We would have been the first to go. But I do think that Betsy, my relationship with Betsy has really helped her get through this. The other cars, they had no one, that's all I should say on that.
Nathaniel's just been explaining to us robosexuality.
It's the best conversation.
It comes from a long line of robosexual.
His aunt married a blender. His uncle.
No, his mother married a blender.
His mother married a blender. His father.
His uncle.
His uncle married and fell in love with the AI on his phone.
My father is a blender.
Ah, wow. Nice.
Yes, I'm quite happily 3/4 robot at this point. That's how math works.
I can see where you
We all are!
I can see where you get
Shout
your
from
sharp
yourself.
words from.
I mean, we all are there. We're cyborgs.
Okay.
Um,
So Betsy is one of the first line of automated cars. What's the most recent? How far along are you?
Well, we've gone fully into production now. Betsy was the first operational one as a model XKS 695. But after that, we have moved up in the series. We have XKY and up now. So we've come quite a long ways, and we have more models than just Betsy. We have more styles of car. We obviously have motorcycles. It's become quite an expansive endeavor.
While Nathaniel's talking behind him at the server room, you can see Fred Dumfries has been arguing with some of the techs in the server room, and Mr. Peptomax walks in there like very authoritatively and is clearly like giving them a talking to.
Ooh.
Can
I listen in?
Hearing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you totally can. Okay. So you can hear, you hear that he's like instructing them. He's saying, "No, you shut it off right now, or you're all fucking fired." And then there's silence in the room, besides from people like clicking on keyboards, and you can see that they're doing what he says.
Bitcoin mining.
Just then, the car behind Betsy starts shuddering slightly. Murphy the motorbike starts revving really loudly, and then driving around in small circles, stopping and revving really, really loudly.
Hey, what's wrong? I don't know.
Nathaniel, do you know what's happening?
This happens sometimes when there's an interference in the internal communications of the cars. I don't know exactly what's going on.
You get a text from Murphy, Sheriff Murphy, that is, saying, "Yeehaw, howdy. The epidemic's really suddenly kicked up. There are reports of self-driving cars crashing themselves all over town. What's happening? Do you know what's happening?"
I bet this is Murphy's fault.
And then a smiley face on the end of the text.
We all get this, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a text to all three of you.
Right, okay. So what's going on right now is...
I think the hacking's happening.
Yeah. There's a motorcycle riding circles around me, and then you two are like... I'm sorry. Okay.
Let's go to Peptomax and ask him what's going on.
Okay.
Pepto, what's happening?
You leave Nathaniel. He's comforting Betsy, who seems
My
afraid.
sweet baby.
Vroom vroom. Beep beep.
Zoom zoom.
So yeah, you go up to Mr. Peptomax.
Mr. Peptomax, what's happening?
We've shut off the communications network so that the fucking hackers can't get in anymore.
I need to leave.
Well, the toilet's that way, and point you towards the office loose.
Thank you, Pepto.
Do you want me to move?
Parkour.
Shandy leaps over a desk to run to the toilet.
Well, would... as soon as it's on pause then.
Yeah, no, we can take a break, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll
need to pee after this as well.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay. Guys, we're going to stop the stream for a second, and we'll be back in a mo.
Cool. I had to